Now, the man who led last week's failed military mutiny in Papua New Guinea says he doesn't regret his actions. Colonel Yara Sasa has been charged over that incident.
The attempted mutiny was an attempt to have Sir Michael Somare reinstated as Prime Minister. Bruce Hill is the presenter of Radio Australia's Pacific Beat program. He joins us now in the studio. Good morning to you. Colonel Sasa was quite vocal as he left court yesterday. What did he have to say?
Well, he simply says that he's not guilty. As far as he's concerned, he was duly appointed by the Prime Minister, which he says is Sir Michael Somare. He's got a letter of appointment. Sir Michael Somare's camp have admitted, yes, we appointed him as Commander of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force. As far as Colonel Sasa is concerned, it's all completely legal and above board. The fact that everyone else agrees that Peter O'Neill is the Prime Minister is neither here nor there.
So where do things stand at the moment? We still have this tense standoff between the two opposing blocs in the military.
Yeah, we have, we have two rival Prime Ministers. So when you have two rival Prime Ministers, two people claiming ultimate authority, you're going to get this sort of thing happening. The real question here is anything going to happen, not to Colonel Sasa, but to Sir Michael Somare? Nobody knows. It could be potentially very politically risky for the government to try and do something about Sir Michael Somare claiming to be Prime Minister. He clearly has a great deal of support, and so who knows what might happen if they actually go after him.
And has Sir Michael Somare made any public comment since last week's failed mutiny? Not
really. He himself has been keeping a very low profile. He's been doing all his comments through his daughter Bertha, his son Arthur, who was a former cabinet minister. His family are really taking point on this. We haven't really heard very much from him. He's older, he's 74. He's still recovering from a very, very long and prolonged bout of sickness, which is why this whole thing blew up. He was simply not able to fulfil the role of Prime Minister. He was in hospital in Singapore for some months. So the question is, has he really recovered from those terrible health problems that he had?
And as we're speaking, yesterday the Defence Minister in Sir Michael Somare's government, Andrew Kumbacourt, says the fight is not over, and Colonel Sasa is, he believes, still the legitimate commander of the Defence Force. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Here in Papua New Guinea, the fight for political power, the fight to uphold and restore the Constitution and the rule of law continues. We in the Somare government, as Defence Minister, will live to that. I call on all politicians, the Prime Minister, Peter O'Neill, on the other side, our Grand Chief, Michael Somare. We need to find a way around before it gets out of hand. I, as the Defence Minister on Somare government, do not want to see blood staining on my hands. No, I do not want to see it.
Andrew Kumbacourt there, the Defence Minister in Sir Michael Somare's, at this stage, theoretical government. He pointed to things getting out of control there. That is still very much the fear, not just for people in PNG, but countries like Australia and those in the region too.
Australia has a very close relationship with Papua New Guinea, the former colonial power. They were given independence in 1975. As he was saying, there are tremendous risks in this continuing. If there are two Prime Ministers, this sort of thing could happen again. So Michael Somare is completely unapologetic about it. He's called on the police and the army to support him because, as far as he's concerned, he's supported by the Supreme Court, and that's just all there is to it. So there are risks in not doing something about this. There are risks if they try and go after him as well. Whatever the government of Peter O'Neill does, it could blow up in their faces.
And how serious is the risk that violence could erupt there?
Interestingly enough, there hasn't been a great deal of actual violence as a result of all this. It has been political manoeuvring. A lot of people have been saying that people in the country have been getting on with it. All we're hearing from the different groups, NGOs, even senior civil services, they want the politicians to get together in Waigani, which is where all the parliament and all the organs of government are, and sort this out themselves. The people as a whole have not so far taken to the streets. There is always the possibility, and who knows what might happen in future.
And just one final question. It's been almost 6 months since Peter O'Neill took power and Sir Michael Somare was ousted. Is there a resolution coming anytime soon?
You're asking me for a prediction about PNG politics? You're mad. I stick to post-mortems. It's a lot safer.
Thank you very much, Bruce Hill, for joining us.